Today on Moe's Toy Room, we're going to unbox from McFarlane Toys in their Mortal Kombat 11 line. Here is Lui Kang, and we're going to unbox him and review him, and it's coming up next. Ha! Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Moe's Toy Room, coming from my room to yours. And today we're going to unbox and review from McFarlane Toys in their Mortal Kombat 11 line. Here is Lui Kang. Lui Kang is recommended for ages 14 and up. He comes with 22 points of articulation, 2 interchangeable extra hands. Also, he brings his nunchucks. As you can see him locked behind his window of pain, trapped in his plastic prison, looking really violent and ready for a fight. You got that brand new box that McFarlane has given us for the Mortal Kombat line. Nice golden yellow with the etch of browns and blacks to it. Just looks just ferocious. We're going to look at that front font right there. You can see Lui Kang's name right there at the very bottom. You turn it right there to the side. You can see that specialty artwork that is just kicking in right there. Look at the way that looks. You can see that partial dragon that's up in there, the whole thing going on. We're going to turn him all the way around. You can see Lui Kang as he will look in action figure form. You can pose him that way to get him to do what you want to do. Turn him right here to the side. You got a really cool picture of the action figure Lui Kang. And folks, what we're going to do is we're going to save some time by taking him out of the box, and we're going to be back to review this guy. Folks, so we took him out of the package and we seen a few things right away that you might want to be on the lookout for. But first off, let's go with what he brings. He brings his karate hand, his right hand. This would be one that, you see how this hand's in the pose, you'd probably position it right there to make him look like he's gonna fight, right? And then he brings a left hand that is a pointer, for that way he's pointing and he's like, "Come on, Kano, you want some? Come take a kick to the face," right? "Get over here," right? But anyway, even though I stole Scorpion's line right there, he also brings his nunchucks. And I'm going to tell you, we got his nunchucks to fit into his hand. This is one of the things that we found right away. It's very hard to do. These hands have no give on them. They are made from a harder material. There is no give on these hands. So what we did was, you have to put it in his hand through have him grab that on the opening of his hands, the actual chain, and then you got to go and push it up into his hands. That's how we got it to do it. All right. So let's see if we can get this back out of his hands. We could see his nunchucks right here. I think that McFarlane, to be honest, I think they rushed this figure. And they could have did better. They could have given us even a small real chain right here, a real one. They do it on Spawn belts and a few other figures. Will bring some kind of small metal right here, like chain link a little bit. They could have put one easily on this. And instead they forced us to settle for this. This is just, over time it's going to get brittle and it's going to break, and you're going to be looking to buy another one off of eBay or a replica one. But as far as the actual handles of these nunchucks, they're spot on. They're nice. I like the handles a lot. I just think that they would have popped a whole lot more with a real chain, and it would have just made more sense. You know what I mean? Because look, this is how they're stuck, and it goes right back, and it's going to be really brittle over time. All right, now that I got that out the way, the other thing is, let's give this guy let's give him a turn. He also brought his Mortal Kombat stand that he is on, and that raises another issue. Because if there wouldn't have been no stand, then this figure is very top heavy and would have been hard to stand up, but he fits his stand really well to stand up. I will say that. All right, let's go through his paint. His paint looks okay. What I mean by being rushed, I think that they really rushed this figure to get it out to give us something new. I can only imagine how good the repaints are going to look. So I'm not going to downgrade McFarlane too much, because this is a toy review. And what we do is we're kind of giving our opinion on things, and hopefully in the long run, McFarlane Toys and others like NECA and Hasbro and all them pick up what the fans have to say and might use some of that criticism to make their product better and to give us a better product. For this figure being $19.99, I'm not going to really like diss it too much. I just think that they could have given us something better. The paint looks okay on this. It looks real nice. I think that his arm gauntlets right here are just spectacular. If only the rest of the figure had that. Right? Look at this one. Look at that. Wow. Just amazing how those gauntlets look. Right? I think that, like with his belt and everything else, I think they could have just given us a better paint job. And as far as face, I think they could have given us a better sculpt. So that's my personal opinion on things. I mean, even in the game, he looks a lot more detailed than this. And McFarlane is known for detail. And I don't know what happened here. But anyway, all right, folks. First thing I seen, and here's that stand I was talking about. What I would have liked to have seen from Lui Kang, instead of the extra set of hands, interchangeable hands, I would have liked it if, we all know that he uses this. But one thing that this guy's missing is that fire that he throws. I would have loved if they could have given us some hands that had the fire on them, or just fire that you could take the hands off and pin them up in there like as if he's going to throw it, or at least give us one. Or even at this bicep swivel right here, where the bicep swivel's at, right there, they could have made this arm his right arm. This is just throwing it out there. I'm not saying that he does this in the game or anything else. I'm just saying I think it would have been really cool if this arm would have had a pin to where it would have swiveled, right? But you could pull the arm off and then have like a full dragon that would attach there to where he's kind of holding it off his shoulder, like his arm turned into it, like he's going to send it at somebody. And if they would have made it from like this material to make the dragon come out, but make it a lot bigger, as something in the back, it could have been pinned in the back of the box or whatever, just to give us something that represents Lui Kang. Because we all know that in his fatality, he could turn that big old dragon, and that big dragon comes out and all that. You can't fit that in the box. But I do know it would have been nice to have had something that represented the fire aspect of what this guy does in the game. And I would have been clapping all day long. I just cannot wait to get a repaint of this. Really, I cannot wait, because I know that in the repaint, they're going to fix what didn't go right, and we are going to have a nice Lui Kang in the future. But hey, just to take the space of Lui Kang in your collection, this is a really good start. $19.99. I mean, when's the last time we got a good Lui Kang figure? It's been a while, right? All right, folks. So it is review time for this bad boy right here. And the reason why I complained a little bit is because he is a badass. And this figure should have just been top-notch detail, like his gauntlets all the way around. And not the little cheesy little plastic that they put right here on the nunchucks. Give us some real steel, baby. Something. It would have been nice. All right, folks. Let's check out his head. How far can his head go down? That's about it. Doesn't go up very good because his hair gets in the way, and so does his bandana. His bandana is a decent material, but I'm going to tell you right there, over time, if you keep messing with this thing or have him in heat and then cold, heat and then cold in your house, if it's not room temperature, this ended up breaking. I just feel like it is. All right. Can he hit that Michael Myers? Yeah, he can. Yeah, very good on that side right there. Can his head spin around? Yes, it does. Okay. Now, these guys come with that butterfly hinge joint. And there's a hinge joint. It's, let me point this thing out right here. It's right in there. It's right in there. It's right behind. It separates the shoulder from the actual torso. And it's in there. Okay. What that butterfly cup joint does is it allows that shoulder to move up and down, forward and back. Okay. So that gives it a lot of really good leverage. You know, and you can still do it. See the difference? If it wasn't there, you wouldn't be able to do that with that arm. Okay. So it also brings his bicep swivel, which is really nice. Swivels around. Let's go down to his. Oh, he is stiff. Yeah, you could tell it's the first one. Actually, a piece just came off right there. You got a pin there, double jointed elbows. The joints in the elbows work pretty good. Let's check out the other arm. Yeah. The joints work good on this. Other than the tight shoulders, I was surprised. You would think that would be the stiff part. No swivel right there at the top of the forearm. And the hands have really good movement. Let's see if we could get that joint to move. Yeah. There you go. Oh, yeah. You got to find that hinge in that little ball joint up there to get it. Yeah, they work good. Okay. Let's try that other hinge over here. See this? Let me see where that thing's at. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is just a new mold. That's what it is. All right, let's go right here below his chest. He has his whole garment on. And that's what these Mortal Kombat figures are known for. Okay, this is a problem that we have with Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and all the rest of them. Don't know how Shao Kahn's going to be. But I know with those that have this cover right here, you don't get that swivel below the chest. You know how they'll have a swivel here and then they have a swivel at the waist, which gives them an ab crunch? There's nothing there. Just nothing, because this restrains it. But what he does is he does have swivel at the waist. Okay. This piece right here stays in place, which is real good, because you don't want to put too much wear on this part right here. I don't know if it's his sash or... but you don't want to put too much wear on that, because then it's just going to break from right there over time. All right. Now we want to see if he has any hip movement. Not much. This figure's just tight. All right. Now let's see if he has any kind of thigh swivel, anything at all. I'm not feeling anything. Do I see anything? No. No, I'm not getting it. I don't even see a line for any thigh swivel, okay? So, let's see how far he could throw that Liu Kang kick. Straight kick's nice. Other leg straight kick's nice. Bruce Lee kick, which this guy has a lot in common with. I would prefer it to go a little bit better, but I'll take it. He's just going to stand there on my shelf anyway in my collection. All right. Then he has a double jointed knees. And I'm going to tell you, the double joints on this guy are super nice. Usually they're just stiff and just rough. No, they're nice. Whoever they had doing that area on this figure did a really good job. Well, yeah. All right. There's no swivel on these legs. I'm not feeling. Okay. And then his feet. Let's check out and see if there's a rocker. No, he has that ball joint right there. That if you would have to put it in the direction, maneuver it around to get a kind of a rocker. I'm not going to do that today, because you can see his toes go down, feet go up, Toe bend worked really good on this guy. And overall, that's pretty much it. He's a very simple figure. I just think that the people at McFarlane could have stepped it up. And since this is one of their first Lui Kang figures that they put out, he should have been dynamite. Just flat out. If they would have just given us the fire, the extra fire, or anything, would have been nice. It would have just made a difference. But I now have a Lui Kang figure, so I'm very happy and very proud that they finally given us something different. I just cannot wait for this figure to be repainted and touched up in other areas. And let's see what McFarlane and people at McFarlane Toys can do for us in the future. All right, folks, so we're going to be right back, and we're going to wrap this thing up. All right, folks, so before we wrap things up, I wanted to point out his size. Lui Kang, for that way you can see right there, off of his base right there, 7 inches. He's almost 18 centimeters, almost. All right, folks, so we're going to wrap it up. Folks, so that'll do it for Lui Kang and McFarlane Toys today from Moe's Toy Room. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so and hit subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications, so that way you know when the next video like this one hit. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at Moe's Toys. That's MOE'S, Moe's Toys up on Instagram. We are also on TikTok at Moe's Toy Room on TikTok. All right, so go to TikTok and just punch in Moe's Toy Room and start following us. We're also coming to Twitch next month, in about a month away. And we will be doing some live unboxings and stuff on Twitch. Things that you may not see here on YouTube that are just full-blown collections or whatever that we could do a lot more time with live, and builds and everything else will be going to Twitch. So from Moe's Toy Room to yours, everyone, good night.